Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, everybody at home. Good morning, everybody at Masha in Miss Danielle's class. Mr. Brian here. It is Friday, August 7th today. I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. I want to apologize. I want to say sorry. Apologize means to say I'm sorry. For not posting as many videos this week, but if you watched my circle time video on Monday, I talked about how there was a big storm coming on Tuesday, the day after my next video, and I'm sure all of you saw the storm and saw the rain and saw the wind, and it was a very strong, powerful storm, and it brought down a lot of trees. The wind was so strong it pushed the trees down, and a lot of people lost their electricity, which means that you couldn't turn on the lights in your house, you couldn't turn on the TV, maybe your tablets didn't work, or you couldn't charge your tablets or your computers or your laptops. For me, I lost my electricity and I lost my TV. My cable didn't work. I couldn't watch anything on TV. My internet didn't work. I couldn't post anything on YouTube. But it seems like for right now, I'm doing better with my electricity and my TV. And there's still a lot of people out there who still don't have their electricity back on, which is very sad because it's very hot and they can't put on their air conditioning to feel comfortable in the house. They can't use their refrigerators, so all the food that was in their refrigerators is probably going to have to go in the garbage, which is very sad. Everybody knows I don't like to waste food. I would rather consume it and eat it. But the storm hit us really hard, and I hope that anybody who's watching this video has their electricity back on, their power is back on in their house. I hope they have their cable and their internet, so you'll be able to watch this video at home and be comfortable while you watch it. As I said, today is Friday, August 7th. It is a beautiful day outside today. The sun is shining, the storm is over, and hopefully we won't see another storm like that for a long, long time. And today's also the last day of sea creatures, our theme for animals that live in the ocean. Today's the last day for that. And next week, the last week of summer program, we're going to be learning about camping. And camping outside. And maybe some of you have gone camping, maybe some of you want to go camping, but it can be a lot of fun living outside. You have to build a tent and sleep in sleeping bags and maybe make a fire with your parents and cook things on the fire, or maybe roast some marshmallows, but it can be a lot of fun. So next week we're going to be learning about camping. But today's the last day for sea creatures, and I wanted to do a story time about an animal who lives in the ocean, and this is one of my favorite books. It's a very beautiful book. It has beautiful colors. It's very shiny, and it's a big book. This book is, it's not a little book. This is a big book. So I wanted to show everybody my big book and read it to you. And like I said, it's a very beautiful book, and it also teaches us a very important lesson about how to do the right thing. And, you know, hopefully you can learn from it if you don't already know what it is about. And this big book, my gosh, this book is so big. This big book I have today, see if you can figure out what it is. There's the tail. It's shiny. It's colorful. Who is that? Look at the size of this book. It's bigger than me. This is the rainbow fish. The rainbow fish big book. And look at rainbow fish. Look at his colors. These are called his scales. All these different colors, those are his scales. And fish have scales. And rainbow fish has the most beautiful scales. Look at how they shine. What a beautiful fish. I love this fish because he's so colorful and so beautiful. So let's read about rainbow fish. And I'm going to have to hold it back here because it's such a big book, okay? Here we go. And it's very heavy. I wish somebody could help me. Rainbow fish. And it has sticky pages. This is a brand new book. And here's a smaller picture of rainbow fish swimming in the ocean. Absolutely beautiful. So let's see what happens with rainbow fish. And here's another picture of rainbow fish, and he's swimming in the ocean with some seaweed. And that looks like a sea anemone that he's swimming on top of. That's another creature that lives in the ocean. This is going to be tricky. Okay, here we go. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish, and he was not an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. Oh my goodness, he is gorgeous. The most beautiful fish in the whole sea. Could you imagine? And here's Mr. Clam on the bottom of the ocean. The other fish were amazed at how beautiful he was. They called him the rainbow fish because he was so many different colors like the rainbow. Come on, rainbow fish, come and play with us. But rainbow fish would just swim past them, proud and silent, letting his beautiful scales shine. Look at how shiny he is. These other fish aren't shiny, but rainbow fish is beautiful and shiny. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. Rainbow fish, wait for me, he said. Please, can I have one of your shiny scales? They are so beautiful, and you have so many. Can I just have one? He's asking rainbow fish to share. Oh boy. Rainbow fish said, "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are? Go away from me." The little fish was very upset. Those were not nice words. He swam away. He was so sad, he told all of his friends what happened. From then on, nobody wanted to play with or talk to rainbow fish. And every time he swam by, they would turn away and not look at him, because what he did was not nice. What good was it to have those dazzling, shimmering scales if nobody would look at him? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he went to talk to Starfish. "I'm so beautiful," he said. "Why doesn't anybody like me?" The Starfish said, "I don't know. But if you go beyond the coral reef, there's a deep cave, and you will find the wise old octopus, and maybe she can answer your question. Why do you think nobody wanted to play with rainbow fish? The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark. He couldn't see anything. Then he saw two eyes looking at him, and the octopus came out of the darkness. That's the octopus. Came out of his cave. The octopus said to Rainbow Fish, "I have been waiting for you. The waves have told me your story, and this is what I think you should do. Give one of your glittering scales to all the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will be happy." Wow. So he said that Rainbow Fish should take one of his pretty scales and give one scale to each of the other fish in the ocean. He won't be shiny anymore, but the other fish will want to play with him because he'll do something nice, and he won't be sad and lonely anymore. Rainbow Fish said, "I can't." But the octopus already swam back into his cave. "Give away my beautiful scales, my shining scales? How could I be happy without them?" Moral dilemma. Rainbow Fish doesn't know what to do. He doesn't think he's going to be happy if he's not shiny and beautiful anymore. Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish came back. "Rainbow Fish, please, don't be angry. I only want one little scale." The Rainbow Fish said, "Only one little shiny scale. Well, maybe just one would be okay." He has so many. He can give the little blue fish just one, right? Let's see if he does. And look, here's another sea creature down here. It's Mr. Lobster. L is for lobster in a lighthouse. So very carefully, the Rainbow Fish pulled out the smallest shiny scale and gave it to the little fish. "Thank you, thank you, thank you so much," said the little blue fish. He was so happy, and he tucked the shiny scale with his other blue ones. Then the Rainbow Fish felt something weird. For a long time, he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth, with his new shiny scale glittering in the water. The Rainbow Fish felt something different when he gave a scale to the other little fish. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing. So it didn't take long for all the other fish to see. And suddenly the Rainbow Fish was surrounded by the other fish. They all came over. They all wanted one of his shiny scales. The Rainbow Fish shared his scales with all of them, and the more he gave away, the better he felt. He was feeling happy again. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, at last he felt like one of the other fish. See, he's giving his shiny scales to the other fish. Now they all have a little sparkle, and it made Rainbow Fish feel happy to share his scales. It made him feel good. It was the right thing to do. finally, the rainbow fish had only one shiny scale left. His most prized possessions were all given away. His favorite things in the whole world were his shiny scales, and he shared them with all the other fish. "Come on, rainbow fish," they said. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to play with the other fish. Now look, Rainbow has one shiny scale, and the other fish have one shiny scale. He shared with all his friends, and now they are all beautiful. The end. And there's the last picture with rainbow fish. And look, how many shiny scales does he have? Only one. He only has one left. But how does he look on his face? What's he doing? Is he crying? Is he angry? No. He is smiling and he's happy. He's happy because he shared, and all the other fish love him for being such a good friend and for sharing all of his beautiful scales with them. That was the right thing to do, and doing the right thing made rainbow fish feel good on the inside. He wasn't as shiny and he wasn't as beautiful on the outside, but he was beautiful on the inside because it made him feel so good to share and to make his other fish friends feel so happy. So that was a wonderful book. I want everybody to think about rainbow fish and how good it made him feel to share with his friends and to do something nice for other people. That's what really makes you a beautiful person or a beautiful fish. And this week, when the storm came and it hurt a lot of trees and people had to go outside and maybe pick up a lot of leaves or branches that fell, you know what Mr. Brian did? Mr. Brian went to his neighbors, to the people who live around him, and I helped them to clean up all the things in their yard. And I helped some other people, and some of my friends didn't have any electricity, so I gave them a special machine that I had that I wasn't using for a little while to help them so they could have electricity. You have to share. You have to help other people who need help, even if that means that you might have to give something away that you love. The most important thing to do is to help your friends and to help your family and to help your neighbors. And that's really what makes you the person that you are. Not how shiny or glittery or beautiful you are, but how you treat other people. If you treat other people nice, then they're going to want to be nice to you and they're going to want to be your friend. If you don't share and if you're not nice to other people, guess what? Nobody's going to want to play with you. So always be nice, always be kind, do whatever you can to help somebody else. And that is the lesson for today. I want to thank everybody for listening to my Rainbow Fish. What a great book. I love this story. And I hope everybody learned a little something about how you should act to other people. All right? So everybody, please have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody has their power back and everything is working well and you don't have any trees that fell down and everybody is safe. So have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you next week for our last week of summer program where we're going to be learning about camping. All right? Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.